guys, welcome to Becky B Tarot. Excuse the weird layout and the state of me. I'm actually painting today, painting my haul and stuff. I've started, but my guys were just hounding me like, you need to do the video. So I'm quickly getting it done now before I get covered in pain even more. It's already begun. And yeah, and I don't know, I get distracted or too tired or whatever later. So today's video is on toxic relationships, lower vibrational relationships, and kind of how they affect you and how they keep you stuck, and you know how to change your mindset in order to break free. So being in a toxic or lower vibrational relationship, there's a number of different effects it can have. Real love is not controlling, okay? Real love is free. Real love, if you really love someone, then you want them to be happy and you want them to make choices and you want them to do well. If someone is negative at you and pulls you down, that's not the right relationship. If someone's constantly trying to, like, obsessive, trying to make sure you're not progressing and growing in the life that you should be or want to be, that's the wrong relationship for you. Unfortunately, if you flip it around to the other person that is being controlling or trying to pull you back and doesn't want you growing in life and doing well and keeps you manipulated and in a space where you can't get out of their grasp, it's actually because they have their own issues and they don't have enough self-love or self-worth. If you have unconditional love for yourself, then you understand that you can be the best that you can, and so can the people around you. So the people that are keeping their partner or whoever controlled, they're obsessive, they're manipulating to try and keep them there. My dog's there, by the way, in case you hear weird noises. It's because they don't feel good enough, that they are terrified that that person is going to grow and go off. Two things that aren't great about that. One, no self-love. They're terrified that if they go, it means that there's something wrong with them. That's all to do with not being able to just love yourself fully and know that people come and go and you will grow and get to where you need to be. But if you hold on to something just because you're scared to be on your own, then that's your own codependent issue. The relationship is codependent. Codependent is fear. Yeah? Real love is not codependent. Real love is being the best that you are and so is the other person, but you choosing to build together. I always get the image like a solid, secure, a real relationship is very much give and take, push and pull. Yeah? Even you're building together. Like, I always get the imagery of, like, you remember them double-ended swords? There's like a hand on one end and a hand on the other, and it's two people. Yeah, that's my kind of imagery that I get and see for a secure, stable relationship, like the push and the pull and the push and the pull. Same with, you know, them well old-fashioned things on the rails that they used to run up and down, like two people to get it to move. It's that vibe, like, and unfortunately people just don't, they get locked in. I know, I've been there. I did 6 years with a karmic, a guy that was giving me nothing, like, but I was so latched on and thought that, you know, somehow I think him loving me made me something. Fucking wild. Hi Aaron, if you're watching. Thanks for wasting 6 years of my life, but don't worry about it, I'm good now. Yeah, like, it's toxicity is codependent, and breaking that cycle and seeing things for what they really are. You don't have to be nasty as well. Like, here's a good example, okay? So I have done karmics, I've been in real toxic relationships. That was when I didn't have love for myself. I now have love for myself. I've grown, I've reflected and worked on myself, right? I recently got in my first relationship I'd been in a long time. Now I have offers, I have had offers a lot, but I chose to be single. I wasn't single because no one was out there offering it. I just chose that. And then this was the first guy that it seemed there was a real good push and pull, like effort wise. There was good chemistry, and he was showing everything that I felt that was right and that I needed. But then after things got really comfortable, there started to be flags, and I was a bit like, okay. And then it got to the point where I knew outright this guy has completely pretended to be something he wasn't. Now I'm seeing his true self, and his true self is nothing I want. I'm not a selfish person. I would never ever be with someone that is selfish. I don't think it's a trait. Like, there's difference in selfish and having boundaries, but this guy was truly selfish, like all in it for himself. But this is, bear in mind, at the beginning it was all give, and not overly giving, but it was equal, like give, and then it was just take, giving nothing. But by then I was quite in, and this is how it can get you. If I hadn't done all the work that I had done, I could have been easily locked in, like I could still be in that relationship. Why? Because it's very... One, the codependent side, so you get stuck on what if, I'd been on my own a while, so it was very easy to get me in that lower vibrational thoughts of, I don't really want to go back to being on my own. I've been on my own for ages, like, it's nice having someone here. But, in reality, this person being here was actually now, it wasn't even, like, normal, it was just draining, taking, so now it wasn't even, like, normal life, it was, like, so... dropped down a level. So to being on my own, at least I'd be back here by myself, you know. But when you're in a lower vibration, you're in that illusion. When you raise, you can see the bigger picture when your vibration is raised. So when you're in that and they're lower vibrational and they've now pulled you down to lower vibrational, you're just in that, and they're projecting their bullshit onto you. So your faults and how you see things are different. And then you've also got the so do I want to go back to being single? Am I going to be alright on my own? That's a big one for people. Also a huge one is what will people think? Will people think that I'm just a mug? What? Now that didn't get to me. I knew that I made the decision. Now I could have been weird. Like, I've been on my own for ages, and a lot of people talk, not loads, but there's a certain group of people that do talk shit about me. And if I'd been like hugely in that lower vibration, I could have been like, oh, they're just gonna laugh at me. Like, that's all lower vibration thoughts. They're gonna laugh at me. They're gonna be like, oh, she can't keep a boyfriend, or oh, look, like, it's just bullshit. But people get stuck in that, and they get fear of, like, what will people think? I was like, bye bye, see ya, don't care. I don't care if people are entitled to their own thoughts, fine, that is none of my damn business, right? But I know my truth, and I know being in that relationship wasn't right, and it wasn't my fault. Like, I'd been shown something, I truly believe that to be him, but then when he started showing me something else, no, I was like, see ya, I ain't got time for that, no fucking way. And it doesn't matter what people think, let them have their own opinions. Don't be concerned, because everybody, like, people love pointing the finger and talking, but when it comes to their own life, you know, it's not always the same case, is it? Like, I know enough people that are still in relationships with guys that have treated them terribly, yeah? So, and lots of people don't know that. Lots of people don't know. Like, people can play a role. Same with the illusion. This guy played a role into who he was. And then also, when I was like, oh, do I leave this? It had me being like, oh, but I feel this way. But the problem was, I didn't feel this way about this person. I felt this way about the illusion that I'd created in my mind and that they'd created at the beginning. Who this person was, I had no love for. This was a shit person. Like, but I was locked in that in that illusion that I'd created in my mind of who he was. But it wasn't. This is who he really was. Yes, so lower vibrations, they bring you down, and then they have you feeling just fucked. Like, it's exhausting. Being in a lower vibration is exhausting. I was drained. It took me days once he was finally gone to get my energy back, love back to self, because it was just draining me of it. And it's a real shame, you know, and I tried, and this is the difference in toxic people, like, I tried to be open and even have the breakup nice and just wanted things to, like, ease out and explain, but the dude was just childish. It was just bullshit childish, like, lashing being aggressive and then backtracking, playing weird games, you know. You declare you love me but you're sleeping with someone 2 weeks later. Like, it's all bullshit. And that's fine. That's because he has his own issues and he needs to reflect. And I generally send him love and light. I don't wish him pain, but I wish he would look at himself in the mirror. And also, don't pretend to be something you're not. That's never going to work. Just work on yourself enough so that you're at a point that you can reel in someone. But anyway, yeah, so toxic relationships can get a hold, especially it's hard, I think, when you've like built together, like houses, engaged, married, children, so you have that, there's more pressure to be like, oh, do I go, like, but you have to have enough love, self-love, to know that, like, your happiness is what counts. Your happiness has to be number one, yeah? Has to be, even for your children. Why? Because if you're not happy and you're miserable, how the fuck can you guide them through life? How can you? That is the reality of it. You can't. And teach that to your kids. You're number one. Your happiness is what counts. Even if I'm being a bit of a twat sometimes, tell me no, that's what you know makes you happy. That's fine, and that is right. Yeah? Yeah, so just low vibrational toxic relationships are a lesson I think a lot of people have to learn. But a lot of people get stuck in the codependency, they don't move out and they don't grow, and they get stuck, and some people fucking go until their old age and die. Like, fuck no. I don't care if you've been married or you have 7 children with them. What if it's time to move, then let it go. Let it move to your next stage. Like, I'm not saying it's not hard. It is. Like, even though this guy, like I said, he was showing me like enough signs. It was like, you need to go now. But yeah, even when he was gone, like, I would get upset and be like, oh, I miss him. Like, I'd have those moments of tears, and then I remember, no, you don't miss him. He isn't the person that he's created in he put on the front and I've now created in my mind. He was the person that he'd shown me, that's why he's gone. You don't miss him because you didn't actually like him when you saw his true self, you know? Yeah, and that is just about being able to see things for what they are and accept that it's okay to not even make mistakes, because I don't see it as a mistake. Like, I don't see that relationship as a mistake. It taught me a lot more about myself. It showed me how much I'd grown and healed as a person. It helped me in some ways. Just confirmed to me where I needed to go again, what my next step in life still was going to be. So, don't regret it. Also, don't give a shit. I'm not bothered about what people say or think. That's completely their business. Like, why would that matter to me? What matters to me is how I'm living and moving through life. So don't get stuck. Like, when you're stuck, and the worst thing is, you know you're unhappy and you're just sitting in it. And the reality being, if you sit in it hard, like, if the divine are really serious and they're like, no, we're not having it, like, they're gonna rip it from under you anyway. They are gonna rip that all down. It's gonna end in a bad way. And if you just moved when you felt like it was time to move and tried and left it amicably, yeah. Like, I understand other people can't always, but you can do the best that you can without being dragged down to the bullshit games and the manipulation that people that are on lower vibration do to you. And the worst thing is, they manipulate and they're nasty and they play weird games because they just are unhappy in themselves, and they feel worthless if they haven't got you wanting them, or haven't got you there, or they haven't got you to sleep with. They don't feel like in their power. But rather than actually reflecting and working themselves to actually be in their power, they believe this is power and refuse to change or look at themselves. Refuse to deal with the fact that, why are they scared to be in a relationship, a proper committed relationship? Let's dig deep. What's the problem? Or why are they scared to not have someone just there, like they need to be there all hours? Or why are they so scared for someone to be in a relationship with someone but let them grow in their own way? Dig deeper, you know? And once again, it's about looking at the bigger picture and knowing that everyone runs off pain and fear, but still know that you can't do it for other people. You can't make someone see. You can leave it nicely, explain your reasons and be like, I hope for yourself, like, you can choose to reflect, but this is not good for me, and separate yourself, and that's that. And if you have got kids, you find ways, you know. It's lessons and growing all the way through life. Lessons and growing, healing healing, lessons, growing, healing, reflection. Yeah, so if you're in that wrong relationship, let it go. You are going to be fine. You deserve to be. Everyone deserves to be happy and deserves to be loved by themselves. Yeah, so just don't worry about other people's opinions, because it's the first thing. It's like when people cheat. People are like, oh my god, it's so humiliating, everyone's talking. Not really. Everyone thinks what a fucking wanker to the person that cheated. But when you're in that vulnerable, low vibrational state and this person's projected this bullshit onto you, you feel like everyone's talking about me, everyone thinks I'm a dickhead, No, everyone thinks they're the wanker and that they're the prick and that you should see what you're worth. That's what everybody else thinks, but that's not what you convince yourself in your mind, or the other person convinces you, you know? So, see the difference between a codependent attachment, if you're attached to something, or if it's real. There's a difference. There's a big difference. Attachment and realness, real love. It's huge. Real love is space and freedom to grow and healing and teamwork, togetherness, yeah? Remember that saw and that weird thing that pumps. That is real love. It's not easy. Sawing something together is not easy. That was probably hard work after a few minutes, that thing. It's not easy, but it's real. And that's what it's about. Realness. Real communication, real talk, real teamwork, real growing, understanding. What do you want? Letting someone, if you love someone, let them have what they want. Yeah? Like, I've loved a few people in my time. Like, I've loved a few partners, if you like, boyfriends or whatever. Not tons of actual love, but there's one that's real and true love. And I generally had to let him go because I had no other choice. It was like, that's what you want? Like, I didn't even get my chance to say that, but I just showed it in. He did one act that showed me that that's not shit I was gonna be involved with or deal with. Like, fuck off. And that's not good enough for me. So I walked, but in my mind I was like, if that's where he wants to go, if he's fallen for someone else, then that's his choice, his life. Then off you go. Like, pain, yes, but I'm not in control of someone. And if you genuinely love them, then you want them to be happy, and then it's all about working on you. But yes, I'm going to actually, should we pull a card for the day? Let's pull a card to deal with the low vibration toxic relationship. I'm going to pull a card of advice. So I'm just going to pull one from this. Okay. This is a soul's journey. So I'm just going to ask my guides to give us, regarding this video, yes, so underlining energy is failure. Overlying energy is worry, and that's a big part of it, isn't it? You worry and are scared that you are a failure if for some reason this relationship hasn't worked, and that's a huge factor in it. So we've got empathy and change, which was reversed. So from this I get, it's about changing and flipping it so that you have empathy for yourself. Like, if you're external and you could look at yourself and see what, like, it is, if you were detached, you would have huge empathy for yourself and think, God, what are you doing? Love yourself enough to break free from this. This is not right for you, you know? And that's a big part of it. Regret and patience. So that comes into when I feel like you are attached, you're kind of aware that you think you want to go, but you choose not to. And I think you sit in the fear of, do I just be patient with it and hope that it changes, or do I go and am I going to regret it? That's what I get from that. And that's again the fear of, am I going to regret it? But you know what, if it's meant to be, if you break and you go and you work on yourself and that person works on you and you're meant to be, then you'll go back together anyway. Yeah? If you're feeling it strong and you know that this isn't right, then it's really, really, really is time to move. And then from this one is the imagination card. I embrace and nourish the creative aspect of my mind. And from that, not so much the imagination, I just get embracing yourself and who you are and nourishing yourself to what you deserve and love in life. Yeah? Don't worry, you're not a failure if a relationship doesn't work out. If anything, you're strong, because you are strong enough to know what you love and deserve or what's not right. And fucking hell, moving away. What happens if the next person that you're with is the one and it's amazing, and the next person they're with is the one and it's amazing? You all end up, even if you have children, what if you all end up happy enough that you can have a big unit and you can co-parent with new partners and they're really good with their kids and they have kids and then they get along with your kids? Like, what about that? What about that? That's happiness. If everyone's happy. But yeah, rant over. I'm going to go back to, I painted like one panel of my wall in my hall and I've got a lot to do. So I send you guys so much love and light. Please continue to reflect, know your worth and move when you have to. There's a difference between attachment and love. I send you love and light.